In this video, we hear Jaguar talking about all the people around Diddy who passed away and how I'll be sure almost lost his life. Now, this is all alleged, but Jaguar feels that Puffy is involved in some way. Let's take a listen to what she has to say. Real Life Productions put out clips of this video.
I'm a little upset about it because Al B. Sure just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text. Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting? Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. Then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest man, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass mother game with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
So guys, do y'all believe it's a conspiracy theory, or did Puffy really do something to these people? I don't know. I cannot say yay or nay, but a lot of people are calling for the opening of Kim Porter's death. They want her death to be re-examined. The first examiner had a different conclusion to the second examiner, and then he came up dead.
According to Sportskeeda, Ed Winter, famed celebrity coroner, just so happened to also die after he was instructed to reopen Kim Porter's case to verify her original cause of death. On March 19th, TMZ announced that Winter had passed away in his LA residence from natural causes. He passed away at the age of 72.
Coincidence or not, folks? This is what makes this case such a good conspiracy case, because everyone who is around Kim Porter have anything to do with her death. He's coming up dead. So if you guys have your own conspiracy theories, drop it in the comment section. I'd love to know what you think. So the only person besides Diddy who is around is Al B. Sure. So I'm wondering if he's going to pick up where he left off before he went into that coma, if he's going to continue with his life story through a documentary. But it just seems kind of strange that all these things are happening, doesn't it? There's an old saying, when you cannot wait to get power, you take power. So we all know that R. Kelly went to prison for allegedly molesting these underage girls. And Diddy is now being sued by Cassie, and she's claiming she was 16, which is underage for her to be going out with Diddy at the time, who was in his 30s, when she was only 16. Or I believe he was in his 20s. But if it was 20s or 30s, he was still a grown man and she was a teenager underage. Now, we've heard the rumors about Jay-Z hooking up with, at the time, Foxy Brown, and she was only 15. We also heard about Rihanna being 14 when he signed her and allegedly had a relationship with her. So I guess Jay-Z must be shaking in his boots now that all these young people, at the time they were young anyway, they were teenagers, are coming out and saying, me too. It happened to me too. I was SA too as a teenager. Although I was a willing participant, I was underage and I was groomed. That's the key. Groomed. And we know that teenagers can be manipulated. You can groom them. So a lot of these people have filed lawsuits against people in the record industry. There are lots of lawsuits out there that's going to be hitting the courts come 2024. But I remember when Nick Cannon interviewed Dame Dash because he was asking about Foxy Brown's age in opposed to Jay-Z's age at the time. But talking about Dame Dash, he was also going out with Aaliyah when she was a teenager and he was already in his 20s. So I guess he must be shaking in his boots too. But they say dead people can't talk. Aaliyah is dead. She can't speak up for herself. But I guess her parents can file some type of lawsuit against him. Anyway, I wanted to zero in on this interview that Nick Cannon had with Dame Dash. And he was kind of testy with his answer when he was asked about Foxy Brown, the age that she was when she was going out with Jay-Z, allegedly going out with him, because she has never really come out and said she went out with him, but everybody knew what was going on.
At what age was Foxy Brown signed?
I don't fucking know. I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
Yeah, but that's...
I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know you did. I'm just asking a question.
Because I'm on the block. I'm responsible for everybody.
You the boss.
I wasn't. Oh, now I'm the boss.
I thought Foxy was like 16. That's all I'm saying.
What that? Did I sign it? It sounds like you,
all I'm saying is in this industry when we live in this
it seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Don't ask me his question. No, I'm not taking it.
I'm not just okay.
Y'all can keep asking me questions.
We're moving on.
Y'all keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't got shit to do with that, and I don't even know nothing about that.
They made a song together called "Not Guilty" during that time.
Yeah, but that was kind of
they singing. I ain't doing
right.
Like,
right.
Like,
no, boy, that was a water that I always was like I would with that. you understand what I'm saying? Like you have to understand.
But don't act like I'm over here because I work with him.
But bro,
you did.
No, that's not. You keep saying I did because someone I know did. That's crazy.
Your
to me.
partner.
No, it's not. Yo, he's not my partner. Look how my partner played me. You calling him my partner? Now he's my partner.
We talking then. We talking then.
Obviously, then he wasn't.
Cut to 2000.
Okay, listen to
2000
Cut to 2000, right? Or whatever year it was.
To early 2000s.
Once we got cool with homegirl,
right?
I knew everything.
Right.
Right.
And that's when you stopped with
and that's that. So before all other shit, I didn't even really follow that situation.
Right.
But once I got with homegirl,
right,
and I was like, yo, out of respect, I can't with it. Period.
Right.
Wasn't even
understood.
Choice. So I didn't make no money with him.
Right.
Just because he made money. He made money with a lot of people I ain't make money with.
Right.
So he got all this money and I'm broke. Right. That's what everybody says.
That's what they think.
But when it come down to with him, I got some of that.
Right.
That's the only time I get some money.
That's the only time we want to bring you in.
All of a sudden I break bread. All of a sudden I got it when the bad people, because I'm not with them.
Right.
So like I told you, everything homie did, I wasn't with it. So I couldn't do everything. Like, and listen, when you have a label,
right,
and you have a lot of people, there's a lot of things people do that you don't with. But
100%.
But if I morally don't like it, I won't take no money from it.
So to answer your question,
answer your question.
No, I'm about to give you my
answer projects. My name's not on Best of Both Worlds.
Right.
My name. I never went to a concert.
Right.
Video. No, you don't have no video with me in this picture.
And that's probably why I wasn't successful.
Exactly, karmically. But we talking about me right now.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you got to remember. You got to ask me, how do you deal with that when someone you respect does some shit that you don't with at all?
Right.
When someone that you've been making money with and that people's bills are getting paid and all that, what you supposed to do? All I could do is my own and make sure I didn't with that. And everyone around me knew that. So yeah, if me and you cool, and you know that I got a girl that your man raped.
It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And and I tell you, when you gonna still work with him, what you gonna feel?
Nah,
so what you think I felt?
Exactly.
So I'm human, bro. But I had to look the other way.
Right.
All these years. So publicly, that man did a record with that nigga that raped my girl, that he liked as well, right?
Right.
And then went on a tour with him.
So now, talking about Jay-Z now turned into, he's talking about R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
And
wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
But no one said nothing. And then no one noticed it. Damn, Dame's not in the video. Dame ain't at that concert. Dame ain't in none of that shit. And now Dame in a Fiesta video because I'm not even next to this. Never. I had to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
why did you have to do it?
Because that was my artist. Not to say at that time I didn't know it wasn't like put it like.
So what Dame is saying, when he appeared in the R. Kelly Fiesta video, he didn't know what went down, what really went down between R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Well, I'm wondering how can that be when they were in a relationship, and he said he learned what happened through Aaliyah, but at first she didn't want to talk about it. But he heard the rumors, so I'm wondering how could he not know? But now he's saying he was his artist and he did what he had to do. I don't know. A lot of these guys just look the other way to make their money. And now everything is coming out. It happened to me too. Yes, me too. I went through the essay too. Now everything is coming out. Now everybody's running for the hills, running for cover, and have an explanation why they were not involved.
I remember having a conversation with Aaliyah, and I was like, yo, tell me what happened. And she was like, she just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And I just left it at that. And she said, leave it alone. Don't cause what you want me to do? Just leave it alone.
Right.
Don't act like nothing. It causes me too much pain.
Right.
So I can't bring no awareness to it. I can't do nothing.
Right.
I just got to wear it.
Right.
So if I don't agree with somebody I'm working with is doing, I can't publicly out my man.
Right.
But really, how's he my man if he's still doing that?
If he's still doing that.
But then if I do that, up Beans money, Cam money, Kanye money, everybody money. So now what I'm going to do? So I'm going to just say, look, I'm going to take a silent protest.
So in this next audio, we hear Jay-Z and Foxy Brown talking. Jay-Z was already in his 20s. Foxy Brown was only 16 at the time. But I'm wondering what happened to her brothers, because they said, the rumor is her brothers protected her and nobody could come close to her. Obviously, that's not true because allegedly Jay-Z came close to her. Let's take a listen.
At that time, I didn't even have a name. My name wasn't Foxy Brown. I didn't have a name.
I just needed a person who can take that position, that, girl versus guy call and response, because that's what it is. It's just a fun girl versus guy type of thing.
And Jay was like, come on, can you do this record? We got to do this record. We only got one chance. We got one chance to do it. And I'm like, okay.
A 16-year-old girl did it, which is odd, but like I said, we grew up fast.
So he was like, okay, why don't we just talk about real life? And I was like, give me 20 minutes. He was like, what? I was like, give me 20 minutes. He was like, you're so arrogant. I was like, lock me in a room, give me 20 minutes. But wait, give me a Sprite and a piece of pie, and I'll go in the next room.
And the rest was history. They did that song with the lyrics, Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got. It's an old throwback tune from the 70s, but Jay-Z put a spin on it with Foxy Brown. It became one of their best-selling records. So Jay-Z said he heard the song growing up, Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got, and he put a spin on it. And he had Foxy Brown in mind to pull the tune off.
This thing, the hook is crazy, everything's crazy, so I just did, boom, 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 ta-ta-toom, ta-ta-toom, boom, 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 for like 6 minutes. Without, it wasn't programmed. I just did it live, hitting the drum pads.
You've been spinning since I've been playing with Barbie and Kenan? What? I heard that line and that made me just go crazy. I was just like, oh, he's trying to assassinate me on this record. And I raised you, basically made you into a dumb weight on it. That's not something that a 15-year-old should know about. A 15-year-old should not be knowing about commissary and riding shotgun and putting the gun in a Chanel bag. Like, that was just unheard of. So I think it was the shock value when I came out and then I was spitting like, it was just It was crazy. At that time, I didn't even have a name. My name wasn't Foxy Brown. I didn't have a name.
I just needed a person who can take that position, that, girl versus guy call and response, because that's what it is. It's just a fun girl versus guy type of thing.
And Jay was like, come on, can you do this record? We got to do this record. We only got one chance. We got one chance to do it. And I'm like, okay.
A 16-year-old girl did it, which is odd, but, like I said.
So Kimora Lee Simmons, amongst a lot of other people, want Cassie's death to be reopened because they think it was foul play. Here's Jaguar Wright talking about Diddy and his tie to the people who passed away, who were close to him. Let's take a listen. I believe she interviewed with Real Life Productions at the time she did the video.
I'm a little upset about it because Al B. Shore just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text. Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim's dead. Heavy D is dead.
What's big?
Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. They have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest mother, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. It's...
So guys, drop it in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this video, various parts of it. What's your thoughts? Drop it in the comments section. I'm over and out. Don't forget to hit the like bell before you leave if you haven't done so in the beginning. And subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you for watching.